A lot of people bought the 42-inch LG C2 Oled to use it as a PC monitor. Now, OLED TVs have the fastest response time, excellent contrast in black levels, low input lag for gaming, and overall, OLEDs have amazing picture quality. But I have the Samsung Neo G8, which is a mini LED monitor with 4K resolution and up to 240Hz of refresh rate, HDR 2000, over 1200 dimming zones, VA panel with excellent black levels, and I wondered how good would it be to compare them both. Starting by the design, the C2 Oled is a 42-inch display with a bezel-less frame, 2 legs a stand with cable management, VESA holes for wall mount, dual speakers for audio with Dolby Atmos support, very premium looking TV. The Neo G8 is a 32-inch curved monitor designed for gamers, white glossy in the back with ambient light in the center. The stand offers different positions. There's also VESA support for desk arm, but there are no speakers available. So the major differences are the size and shape of the display. This directly affects how close or far you are going to sit from the monitor. They both offer completely different experiences. On the C2 Oled, everything is big, especially if you have to sit close to the screen, which is not ideal when playing FPS games or editing videos, since you have a lot more screen to cover. But it is great for single player games, since I can enjoy the beautiful environments on a bigger size screen. On the other hand, the Neo G8 is a much smaller screen. 32-inch is a sweet spot for me when it comes down to monitors. It's ideal for shooters or competitive gaming, since I can focus more on the gameplay without looking around too much. I personally like curved monitors because I like the immersive experience they offer when sitting close to them. So in this category, I have to give it to Samsung. I just feel like 42 inches is still too big for a monitor in my opinion. Hopefully LG makes a 32-inch OLED TV or monitor next year. Now both of them offer 4K resolution with a difference of refresh rate. The C2 Oled caps at 120 Hz, while the Neo G8 can go up to 240 Hz. Now obviously for this you need a capable PC. This is ideal for hardcore gamers that require fast, smooth, and clear display. 120 Hz also looks great, but the biggest advantage from OLED is the fast response time. Nothing beats an OLED when it comes down to response time. Input lag is also important. Anything below 15 milliseconds is considered competitive, and both of these monitors are very fast. In this category, I have to give a tie because both are very close and they perform great for hardcore gaming. Now both offer excellent picture quality. The C2 Oled has excellent black levels and contrast, but it lacks on brightness. Now with that being said, HDR still looks fantastic. The Neo G8 on the other hand offers a much brighter display with up to 2000 nits of peak brightness in HDR content. Highlights look amazing and black levels and contrast look great with mini LED. The C2 Oled has a glossy screen coating. This helps with black levels to look inky black, but it also brings a lot of reflections. This is like a black mirror. If you're in a dark room, this shouldn't be a problem, but if you're next to a window or have lots of ambient lights behind you, you will see every single reflection. On the other hand, the Neo G8 has a matte finish that reduces reflections, so you don't have to worry about ambient lights in the room or a bright environment. You will only see a small glare, but you'll sacrifice black levels and picture clarity. I personally like glossy finish on my TVs, and I would love to see more monitors with glossy coatings. Also, all the TVs offer a much better viewing angles than VA panels. Although this is not a major concern since I'm going to be sitting right in front of the monitor, but it is good to know that you are getting a good picture from any angle you're viewing. In this category, I'll have to give it to LG C2 Oled just because brightness is good enough as a monitor and I prefer glossy displays. Now looking at the ports, the C2 Oled has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports while the Neo G8 has 2 HDMI 2.1, but it also has a DisplayPort 1.4. Now this is ideal for PC gaming because it allows you to play up to 240 Hz if you have a capable PC. Now I'll have to give this to the Neo G8 for the fact that it has a DisplayPort and you can play at higher frame rates. Another big factor, and I think this is an important one, is the price. You can buy the C2 Oled 42 inches at $1,000 while the Neo G8 sells for $1,300. So you're basically getting a smaller display with no speakers, no TV tuner for $300 more. While I think the Neo G8 is overpriced, the smaller factor is the big plus for me. 42 inches is still too big as a monitor and too small as a regular TV, and for that reason I picked the Neo G8 as my main monitor. Not to mention the fact that I don't have to worry about screen burn that can happen to the C2 Oled with static images. I can leave the Neo G8 for hours and will never get screen burn problems. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this? What is your ideal size for monitors? Thank you so much for stopping by. As always, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm Joester, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Joester out.